Yeah, so I am Kay from Denmark, so a little far from here, but not so far. So, yeah, I want to talk about living on light. This, I have a brochure with me, and you can pick it up if there's enough. But else, I will talk about everything that concerning this, because this is another way of living from energy. So it is not a technique of any sort. It's human evolution. So it's about the brain, and it's about how we are going to evolve. Um, so completely new way of doing this, because you don't have to be spiritual, or you don't have to be in a certain level or whatever. Everybody can do this. This is for everybody. So this is for the worker, this is for the businessman, this is for the children, it's for everybody. And maybe you think, why doesn't why does it work? Actually, it started in 2013 in January. I suddenly stopped eating and drinking. And I did that for 3 weeks. And within these 3 weeks, um, I find I found a way um, of activating a center in the brain. It's the center in the brain that um, transform energy into physical matter. So we can get all our vitamins, minerals, protein, all what the body is needed. It will be transformed in the body. So even if we don't eat or drink, the stomach, all the intestines, still working. So we can eat, we can stop eat, we can eat again. It doesn't matter, we don't have problems inside, because everything is working. Everything is doing what it's supposed to do. There's just not so much waste. So we don't go to toilet very often. Of course, when you don't drink and you don't eat, there's still cells that will be renewed. So we have to go to toilet to do big ones. And of course also to pee. So when I have these periods of time where I don't eat and drink, I still go to pee, even more than usual when I drink. So, yeah. So maybe I even pee more than 1.5 liter every day, even that I don't drink anything. And of course, I do big also, but not so often. Maybe once every 2 weeks. Not so much, because not so much waste. And the detoxing is very, very fast. So the thing I have made is activation. I activate a center in the brain. It sits in the left side of the brain. And when it's active, okay, you can actually live from energy. I also do an initiation. It's like a healing. So I prepare your body. I open your body so it can receive energy all over your body. And then when I open the body, okay, you can detox very, very fast. So it's maybe 500 times faster than normal. So it goes very, very quick. Of course, I have a healthcare center in Denmark. So when people attend this seminar, we also do checkups. We check if the organs are in order, if they're ready to detox, what it have to detox, so we don't get any problems. So it's different because we check up all the time, and we make some homeopathic medicine so we can help detoxing, so it will not be so heavy on the body. So that is actually what it is. Of course, very simplified. Many things happen, and many people have done this. So we have a huge database filled with statistics over water levels, fat levels, everything. So it's more it's more scientific because we check everything. And of course, many of the people we have on seminars, the families get a little worried about what is happening, because we have like a water diet. You go to a water diet when you have had your initiation, your activation and your initiation. Then you do a water diet. In the water diet, you will get what we call a transformation. It's where the logical mind let go of food. What actually happens is that your survival instinct will change. So if there was no food, you will never look for food. You will look for shelter. So that is why we can see it's human evolution, because the foundation as a human being is our survival instinct. So the survival instincts change. So this is human evolution, different from everything else. You don't have to be in balance to get energy. You get energy no matter what. So you don't have to meditate, you don't have to do any spiritual stuff, you don't have to do all of that. Of course, many people think, yeah, but you have to be maybe a little in balance. No, you don't have to. Of course, if you have some physical or psychological things, okay, then we guide you and do everything we can do so it will be as easy as possible for you. So that is what we do in the healthcare system. It's where we take care of you. So you will get healings or guiding and stuff like that, what you need. So this is actually what it is. So if there is somebody who have questions and stuff like that, okay, you can always ask. Because this is very simple and very easy and no fuss. The way we have to let go of food, because food is not the main purpose here. The main purpose is the freedom. It's to set yourself completely free. We just use the food as a tool to be free. So only tool. So if we see now this stage here, it's big, but this rock, if somebody can see it, or this light here, the candle over here, this is what have to do with food. Only this small thing. It have to do with freedom. What happens when you use food as a tool to set yourself free? Because everything have to do with freedom. And the greatest love you can give to yourself or everybody else is their freedom. So this is what it's about. It's not about eating or not eating. Because when people are doing my seminar, it is like, okay, now you can eat whatever you like. If it's French fries, burgers, whatever, it doesn't matter, because you have to let go of food. Maybe you have been allergic to some foods, and during the water diet, maybe it goes away. And then, of course, you are craving that. You have to let go of that. But the only way you can let go is permit yourself to do. So this have to be like giving yourself free to do what you want to do. Even if it's out of balance, it have nothing to do with that. It have to do what you want to do. Just don't let it be a habit. That's the worst thing that you can do. Make habits to yourself, because that is controlling you. You have to let go. So maybe some people which have taken the seminar, maybe they were allergic to cakes, or they have intolerances to wheat or something, or milk or something like that. And then when it's gone, okay, then they eat cake, maybe for 2 months. That's okay. Just eat as much until you don't want anymore. And then they don't eat cake anymore. So now they have freed themselves from cake. And of course everybody has something, because our belief system is like, okay, we have to eat healthy. We have to do all what is healthy so we can live longer or live healthier. Yeah, but if you have a problem with it, then the problem have to go. Or else you just have it inside you. And then it will never go. And then you have to be more in balance, or else it will come out. So it's about letting go. Give yourself permission to do everything that you want to do, no matter what. So this is freedom. Give yourself permission to do everything. So there is no way that there's some people who have said, okay, now I don't want to eat anymore because now I don't need to. Yeah, but the thing is, when I do the initiation, your control is taken away. So now you cannot control anymore. And how can I explain this? Okay, if we say before you have the initiation, you can be like a steel bar. Okay, you can be strong like a steel bar. Okay, immediately when I give the initiation, you will transform into a steel wire, more flexible, and now you cannot control. Because control just keeps you at the wrong spot. You have to be flexible, always. And everybody I know, now we are in the Western world, we are thinking with the left side of brain, right and wrong. We are always measuring things against each other, always. And that's how we live our lives, most of us, here in the Western world. We can never do that, because you become sick if you do that. We have to live from the right side of the brain. We can say it's where the spirit has connected. It's where intuition is. You have to live from your intuition. So we cannot be controlled anymore. And of course it's very frustrating for people who thought they think they still can control, but everything fucks up. Everything. Every time you try to take the control, you cannot do. Everything stands in your way, just to help you, letting go. So we get sick of being in the left side of brain, always, and we can see it very, very clear. If we go to the East, okay, they live from intuition. They're not as sick as we are. And now I talk from Danish point of view. We are the most sick people in the world. We have most cancers. We have most problems with ADD, ADHD, if you know these mental things. Yeah, but it's not sickness. You just have to change your way of thinking, then it goes away immediately. But I have written a couple of books. It's in different languages. And now I have taken the English version with the cancer and with the ADHD and ADD. This solves everything. Just do what say, then it solves everything. So we have the most cancer in the world in Denmark. So in Denmark, a very big problem. So, and big problem with the young children who will not fit in what we will control for them. because they cannot control. They only have one way of going. They only have their own path. They only have their intuition. Where older people or people who have been born in the old level, okay, they have two roads. They have the logical road, and then they have the intuition. We just follow the logical, and that is getting us sick. And that is the control of it. And if you see the children, every time we want to control them, they go mad. They don't want to be controlled. Because now we are taking them away from their path. And that's where we also have to be. We have to be on our path. Don't use logic. It only makes things very, very difficult and make problems for ourselves. So if people want to live, now if people can live from energy, okay, nothing stops them. Nobody can control them. Not even clean water, clean air, clean nothing. Because it has nothing to do with air. You don't have to be in a clean environment, it doesn't matter. Because energy is energy. And we live from that. So it doesn't matter. Of course we have a physical body which reacts to poison. But that's just that. We just have to accept it is like this right now. It will change later. But for now, of course, we cannot drink poison. Some people can do and change it inside them. We cannot do. But we don't have to drink anything. We can just be. So now we can be free if we live from energy. We just have to free ourselves from our left side, our thinking side, and just follow intuition. That is what we have to do. And that is what living on light, my method, is doing. This is what I teach. All what I teach is making everything easier for you. And I always use very, very simple things, simple methods, because I don't want to waste your time or my time. Because I do this for fun. I don't do it for money. Money don't interest me, and have never done. I have been businessman for 35 years. Of course I have earned money, because the system is like that. You have to have money. I cannot just do stuff and then people will give me. No, it doesn't work like that. So of course I have employees, they also have to have salaries. So everything is like, okay, we just use that as a energy transference, because everybody knows money. So that is what it's for. Or else I really don't care about money at all. And now I have one of my associates which are standing, you can stand up, Helene. She is with me, and she's one of the, I should say, guys at the clinic. Yeah, one of the girls at the clinic. And she's doing the practical stuff, and she also wants to have money. So I have to earn some for her. So actually many people at our place, we are 7 people there. And many things, people around us, people who don't know who we are, they think it's like a cult or something, because we are a little bit different. Yeah, it's the strangest cult I have ever been to, because I should be the leader, but I'm doing all the work, or most of the work, and giving everything to everybody else. Yeah, so that's the way people see us from outside, because we are a little bit strange. And I do things from my intuition, so nobody can count on where I am. They don't know. And of course it's very frustrating for people who work for me, because they don't know, because I just follow. But I have to be a good example, like everybody else have to be a good example for everybody else. But you have to start with yourself. You cannot just wait until anybody else is doing. You have to do. So if it means that you have to do many things, maybe you have to, all my companies, I have had computer companies, I'm even a trained butcher. That was my first job. So I was 4 years in practice and everything. So, but I have done many things, computer company for 26 years and stuff like that. Yeah, but we always have to be a good example. I always earned at least 80% of all the income the companies have. Always. But I have always said, okay, we just have the same salary. So same salary for everybody. No exceptions. Because I cannot do without the other people. Maybe I just get all the contacts, get all the work done, the funny work, all the shitty work I do, so they can do. I don't want. Then I find somebody who wants. Because then they're happy. Because that's what they like. We have to see what people are good at. I'm good at making business. This is not business here. Because this is expensive for us to be here. Because I have closed the clinic. So no customer. So I'm just here for you. So yeah, you don't have to do this. Because not important. Because if I didn't want to be here, then I wouldn't be here. So I always do what I like. Always. Because I have to be a good example. You have to do what you like. All the time. Not just some of the time. Try to change your life just to do. And if you can live from any energy, then you don't have to do anything. You can just do. You can just go, just walk someplace or take someplace. You can always do, because you don't have any strings that connects you. Of course, if we are, I have to have this and I have to have this and this. Okay, now I bind myself. I think that's stupid. Okay, then maybe some of you have seen my car at the parking spot. Okay, it's a great Mercedes. Yeah, fine. Why make it difficult if you can make it comfortable? So that's why I have that. So it's not like, oh, I just do this, because it doesn't matter for me. So you have to be good examples all the time. That's because then you don't have to help anybody. Because then your energy goes out to everybody. You don't even have to do anything. Sometimes when I teach this, I take people to a big supermarket. Okay, we find a spot where there's no people around. Just one specific spot. We stand maybe 10, 15 meters away, and then I say to them, just observe what happens. So now you can start to observe customers around the shop and see what happens. And then I start to walk over to this spot where nobody is. And then, just within a few seconds, people start to come over to me. And then, if I stand for a few minutes, filled with people, just looking at what is there. They don't even know why they are there. Because I don't judge anybody or anything. In me, there is no good and bad. Nothing at all. So I don't judge. So when I don't judge, that's freeing for everybody. So people, if they just look outside a crack in their clothes or fully tattooed, looking like the devil himself, I really don't care. Because they are just who they are. And I just let them be like they are. That is attractive to everybody. So that's why people come. So when I go back to the group and say, what happened? Yeah, immediately when you started to walk, just take one step, then people started to change direction. As they knew I was walking over there. That is what energy can do. That's why you have to be a good example of letting go of everything, because then you don't have to do anything. That's easy. Of course, it can be difficult not judging, but you can just start. That's the beginning. And then you have to practice, and then you'll become better and better and better at it. So don't judge anything. Even if you should eat or drink something, don't judge it. It just is as it is. If you don't like, spit it out. Don't judge it was bad. Because now you are in the concept of good and bad. That's left side brain. Now you will be controlled by that. You have to let go of that. So this is what my seminar is about. It's about being completely free and do completely what you want to do. So basically, this is it. I know we have a lot of time, but normally when I have lectures or talking to people, okay, I always say, okay, come with some questions, because if you have some questions, okay, it's better that I can answer the questions, if there is some. So now I think it's time for maybe some questions, if you have, or else I just talk. But I cannot promise what topic. Just shout. Yes. I don't know where the mic is. No, 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 no. I have even more water in my mouth when I'm not drinking, and when I not eat and drink, I don't sleep. Okay, maybe I sleep 5 hours in 1 week. Okay, so this is because the energy is coming all the time, and if you do what you like to do, try to imagine if the only thing you do is what you love to do, then it will never drain you from energy. You will just get more and more and more. We have the mic, and then you can ask.
So anything you can say, energies come from the soil, come from the universe, then it can make sense. But how about the liquid? Well, our human body need the blood, right, to do the circulation.
Yes.
So, and if you don't drink, you don't have intake, then how can you?
It will be produced inside me.
Where
From
are the waters come from? Come from the air?
No, it comes from the energy. Energy is everywhere.
What?
And air is also energy.
What?
This is also energy.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
speaking in is energy.
Yeah, E can MC square, right?
Yeah. So I get energy from all over. So there is no place where there is no energy. And there is only that energy in the universe or in everything that it is. There will never become more. It's always same level. So energy is same no matter where you are. Yes, energy can turn into water. It can turn into apples. It can turn into whatever you want. If you can manifest things. Okay, so if you can manifest things, then you can make. Okay, I have opened a center in the brain, or activated a center in the brain, which can manifest this. Okay, I have prepared your organs so your whole system knows what it has to do. So it knows what energy is, and then it transforms it. That's why if I don't drink for 3 weeks, I still pee maybe 30 liters in that 3 weeks. Where does it come from? It can only come from energy. Because I can remember the first 3 weeks I gained 3 kilos. Where the hell is that coming from? It just appears. And if you have seen me for maybe 2 months ago, I look different. because now I have made a new seminar. Oh, business-wise. Oh, now we just continue. I will talk about that later if you're interested, okay? So, energy transforms in the body. That's why our organs don't stop. It's not like fasting. No, we live from energy. So the stomach, intestines are still working. Energy. Some scientists is already looking at this, because they are looking at what comes into your body, what you eat, and what comes out. And there's only a fraction of difference, but we can live from it. What is that we are living from? Okay, it can be the sun, the sun's energy, which are stored in the plants. Okay, we live from that. Okay, some scientists are looking this way now. So that is, okay, good for us, because then we are not so crazy at all. But else, of course, it's crazy. And I can understand everybody who say, Kai, you are completely fucked in your mind. Yeah, of course I can understand them. Because we have always been told that it cannot happen. Okay, question over there. Yeah, the structure of my seminar. It's like, okay, if you come to our place, then it's a 2-week period. In the beginning, it was longer, because it took longer before the transformation was. I can tell you how it was and how it is now. In the beginning, I made a meditation which activated the center in the brain, but it's only for Danish people who do the meditation. They have to meditate for 17 hours. Okay, and then they have the activation in the brain, and then I do the initiation. I did 3 initiations, so it almost took 1 hour. And you have to go to the water diet for 30 days. So it was 30 days you have to live from water. Okay, when more people have done this, okay, we are helped by the joint consciousness. So now, it's like, if you have to meditate in Denmark, you have to meditate for 1 hour and 12 minutes. That's what the meditation takes. Of course, for foreigners, I just activate the center in the brain. It takes 10 seconds. So it's more like that, just turning on a button. But the button goes away. When I explain it, it's like, okay, I turn the light on. Okay, light switch. But here, when I turn on, the switch goes away. So you can never be the same again. So if you have doubts about your control issues, okay, you have to think a little bit about that. Because it can never go away again. So then you cannot control. You can try, but you will fuck up. So, and now it's only about 8 days you have to go to the water diet. So 8 days. So it was from 30 days to 8 days. But this was because of the joint consciousness. So we are helped a lot. Every time we have a transformation, it's like 10,000 people, if we should measure it. Okay? So when you come to us, okay, and do I think it's called the basic seminar or something like that, then you are there for 6 hours. You'll be checked by Helene and Frank and other stuff, and we also make an aura movie. So we make a movie where your aura is, because it will change. When the transformation have happened, it changes. We can see that very clearly. You are checked, then you come to me, and then I do the activation, initiation. And then you are finished the first day. It takes about 6 hours or something. And then you go to the water diet. Okay, only water, not with lemon or stuff like that. Only water. We have made some homeopathic medicine, so you can detox the best way. So you don't have too much difficulty. And then after, I think, 4 or 5 days, you come again. You get a checkup. We see if everything is good, all the organs are doing well, detoxing and stuff like that. And then you come into me again. Maybe you have some mental thing, something comes up, because food is grounding us. So if we don't eat food, okay, we lose our grounding. Okay, and then mental stuff can come. And then I help you with that. Of course, some people have more problems than others. If people have much problem, okay, they can just come. Then if they have treatments every day, then they have treatments every day. It don't cost extra, because we are the only one who can do. So we just help you. But other people, yeah, they just sit and chat because no problem. So it's very, very individual how people are reacting to this. And then you come again a third time, I think about after 8 or 10 days. And then you come again and you get everything else again. Homeopathic medicine is corrected and make sure that it's where it should be. Because you detox so quick. So even if you have a candida fungus, normally it takes, if you are good at removing candida fungus, it takes maybe 3 weeks or 1 month. Okay, here it takes from 1 to 3 days, then it's gone. So it's very quick. So the homeopathic medicine have to be very efficient, because we have to look what is in your body, what will come out. And then you will have your aura movie taken also. And I can see when you will have your transformation. So after 5 days, I tell you a date and a time. That's where your transformation will be. So if it's in our opening hours, okay, you can come and get your aura checked or filmed during the transformation. And the same thing happens every transformation. It changes specific colors at specific points in the body. And same colors every time. And that's, of course, fascinating, because then we can see something happens. Because, or else people just have to trust what I'm saying. But then we can see. And then people have the proof. They get the video. So they have their own aura movie. That is what it is. So this is the seminar. Of course, when people have problems later, or maybe issues or something like that, maybe questions, they can always just ask us. If it's very acute, you have to have answer immediately, or you have big problems in the head, okay, call us. Or else just SMS us or email us. Even after more years, you can always contact us. It's for free, because you cannot talk to anybody else about this. Even if one of your friends have gone through this, yeah, but it's different from everybody. It's different. So we are the most competent people to talk to, and it's free. So just contact us. So that's the basic seminar. Okay, we also have an advanced seminar if people are sick, if they have diabetes and stuff like that. It takes longer time, because it builds completely different up. So, but that's not so many who do. But we have had people with diabetes 1. Of course, they are cleared from that. But they have to do what we say, and then it will go away. So, but that is individual. We have to speak with people, so we can help them the best way. Yes? Yeah. The question is if this center is like reptilian brain or connected to some thing in the head. No, this is only a center. Like if we take for the sight, it's here in the back. Okay, so this is where we can see. So this is just so we can materialize things in our body. Okay, it's a different part of the brain if we have to materialize a completely new body. It's a different place. But it can be done. I can tell you a little more about that later. So it have nothing to do with that. But the basic instinct changes. So that is the closest thing we can come, and then we can of course say, okay, that is the reptilian brain that changes. Now it's not food, it will go after. It is shelter. So that we can say. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, many have asked me about this question, and this question is, yeah, but can everybody who just feel like, now I just have to stop eating and drinking, do that? Yeah, I will not advise it at all, because many have done, and we can see where they have gone. They're dead. At least I am almost accused of killing somebody who's just dead from this. Not from my seminar, just stopping eating. And but because I do this seminar, then of course it's my fault. Even she have done for 20 years or something like that. But I will not advise people to do, because you have to know if you are not in balance, then you cannot trust what you are maybe feeling or maybe getting down or whatever. You cannot trust that. You have to be in fully contact with yourself. And you always have to look, you have to observe what happens with you and have people to observe you. Because if you get delusional, then you don't know what is real and what is not real. But people who are standing beside you can see. So they have to act. But I will not advise any of you to do this at all. And what I can do many crazy things. So I'm a little bit different than other people. And normally I don't sit high. I always sit low. Of course, you can say that, okay, sit on the floor, on the carpet. Oh, this is more comfortable. So, but normally I don't sit up. Many who knows me wants me to be their guru, but I don't want to do that. So I tell lies sometimes, so they cannot trust me. Because they should not trust me. They should trust themselves. So I don't want to make, you are important, not me. I'm not important at all. I just come with something, and if you are attracted to it, fine. If you're not, fine. That's, you have to choose the way you want to do. I just show the way, and I will not advise anybody to just stop eating. Of course, if you have supervision, okay, you can try. That's called fasting. Okay, and then you can fast. But there have to be a supervision. You cannot do by yourself, it's too dangerous. That's too stupid. And yeah, and what happened the 3 weeks in January where I stopped doing this? Yeah, I have always followed my intuition. So if you should do, then you can say to yourself, okay, have I always followed my intuition? No, I have never. Maybe this is the first time because it feels so strong. Yeah, then you should never do. I have always done. The whole life, my whole life always followed intuition. And only this. So I know what I have to do. So I just do. And in the first week, I find out there's a center in the brain because I could actually feel the center in the brain. Then I thought, okay, that was nice. Okay, and then I found a way to activate that center. I have done martial arts since 72, so And now I teach special type of martial arts which have to do with energy, and I have done that for 15 years. And so I know what energy is. So I know what energy can do, and I know how the brain works. And I know many centers in the brain are not active, but they can be activated when time comes. Okay, so because we are destined to do even more crazy stuff. Okay, so we cannot even believe, like manifesting things. It will come. Of course, people can do already. Some special people can do. So it will come. But then I found out that, okay, this I can activate this center. Okay, and then I made a meditation.
Ok.
Yes.
Cosa dici?
Hello.
Volevo sapere
Okay.
in dettaglio le cose pratiche, nel senso che in quel Depliant che dici che è disponibile, c'è tutto scritto, indicato, il percorso?
I wanted to know if a bit more in detail how is the process, and if in this flyer you showed is written down something there?
Yes, there is. There is written something down. What?
Beh, io parlo italiano, quindi
Yeah, that's okay.
volevo sapere appunto quali sono i tempi, l'organizzazione, l'aspetto logistico, eventualmente i costi, non lo so. Tutto quello che c'è da sapere.
Okay, so I wanted to know a bit about the organization, the logistic aspects, and the costs.
Yeah, I think the cost is, Helene, I think around 2,000 euros for the 10 days or 2 weeks. Yeah, it depends on where you are. If you come to us, it's a little bit cheaper. We also do it in Holland. It's a little more expensive. But I think about 2,000 euros. So that's the cost. And how it's done, the initiation, I have made the initiation. So I have made the initiation because I figured out how to make the organs ready to receive and transform energy into matter, into vitamins, minerals, water, everything that the body needs. So I prepare the whole body. That is what the initiation is for. Of course, there's something that follows, like the control is taken away when I do the initiation. The other thing I do is I lift you to a higher level. So if we say you are level here, I put your level up here. So you are becoming more superhuman, if we can call it that. You become more than you already are. And then all your cells in the body will renew itself under 2 years. So I tried also. I cut myself with a machine in my finger to the bone, and 3 weeks later, you cannot even see a scar. Not even. So it transforms very quick. So everything is quick, because all the cells is renewed. People can normally feel it after a few days. They can feel it on the skin. It changes so quick. And of course, wrinkles, stuff like that will be less. But it should not be like why you should do that. This is freeing. Okay? Is it more questions, or is it okay? There's one over there.
So if food is not important, then what are the other byproducts of the process, one, and two, what stops people from manifesting in general, not only the nourishment in their bodies, but all they want.
It's the
from your perspective.
Yeah, it's the development of the brain. It's not ready for doing it, not yet. Later we can do, but we have to start. I have started. I will talk about it later because we can talk about it a little bit later. We have time. Because we can manifest our own body. That's easier than manifesting a physical thing. Can also say, okay, the body is also physical. Yeah, but it takes time. So if it takes a year to do something, okay, then you have to sit and then an apple appear in 1 year. Okay, that's very boring work. So don't do that, waste of time. Do it with your own body, but I can tell you about that later. Okay, was that?
The byproducts of the process, I was asking, what are they? If food or not food is not important, eating or not eating is not important, then what are the other byproducts of activating this aspect of the brain?
It is you are setting yourself free. We just use the food as a tool to set ourselves free. It's only a tool. It's not important because everybody who lives like this, living on light, I'm calling it, I have nothing to do with light, but I call it that anyway. The biggest problem they have is food. Even if they just eat small amounts of food, it's a big problem. Because they even want to have only half, but they cannot control. So they cannot control like, oh, now I want to take 1 week on water. Yeah, it fucks up even before you start, because you want to control it. So it's taken away from you. It have to be a natural process. But if you don't actually want, you just go by the flow, okay, then you can have. Because now you're not controlling. And that is what we have to learn. We cannot control our life. We can only live our life. Okay? So okay? Yes? There was one up now.
First of all, thank you so much for sharing so interesting information with us. My question, how long are you doing seminar like this? When you started? And how many people approximately go through? Yeah. And in third one, do you keep in touch with people after with your clients?
Yeah, we take the first one first. We have the guinea pig over there. I did myself first, of course, but I didn't do the activation and all that stuff that I just made up. So Helene was the guinea pig. She was the first one. And yeah, it was because I have to be sure that it actually worked. And so I didn't think of her as a woman, but when she had her period, okay, then it was a problem. So I have to change some things. Because she lost completely grounding, and there was many small problems. So I just, I fine-tuned the things I had to do, and then it worked. So, and how many people now? I don't know, 500, 600, yeah, something like that.
Are you keeping in touch with your?
Yes, we are in touch with almost everybody. Of course, there's somebody who don't contact us. We don't contact them. They have to contact us because if they have problems, if they have questions, then they contact us. I think we maybe generally have contact with about a couple of hundred. But I'm not doing the contact. It's them because I think it's boring. So I don't do. My staff do.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, then there was a question over here. Oh, okay, we take that.
I don't well understand what you said, because you said freedom is very important, it's the final aim, and how the people can find freedom in themselves if they need you to be free. You say, I change this, I change this, but
I cannot understand what you want really mean, because the freedom comes from inside and not from you.
Yes, of course.
But you say, I touch his brain, I change his brain, I find his... so it's so weird for me, I cannot understand.
No. Yeah, it's because you're trying to understand it.
Yeah?
Yeah, you should just accept it, but that's okay. I will tell you so you understand it. I am just a tool. Okay? You don't need a tool for anything at all. You don't need. Of course, you can go the long way around. It takes maybe many incarnations, okay, to come here in front of me. Or I can just put you here. What do you want? Do you want to use a tool, or do you want to do the hard work? Everybody can do that. I have seen many who wants to manifest the teeth and everything. Yeah, because I should do myself. Okay, they had tried for 15 years, and then I look at them and say, how do you think it goes? Because I don't think it goes very well. So, if there is a tool to get things done, why not use it? Why use all the...
I could trust in you if you do that freely, for free for
Yes,
every
of course.
people, like
Yes,
Jesus,
of course.
for example.
Yes, of
But
course.
if you ask 2,000,
Yeah.
it seems to me
Yes,
you are,
many.
you are maybe a tool, but a very expensive tool.
No,
No?
not expensive.
No?
You have to remember. Do you work? Do you have a work? Yes. Do you get salary? No. Okay. Where do you get your money from? Then you have earned your money from before, or maybe you have inherited. Yeah, but if they didn't have earned anything, then you didn't have anything. Okay, everything is about money. You cannot do anything without money. And it's fun how to see that because you can do something very special. Maybe the only one on the planet I am the only one who can do this because I have made it. Okay, so I'm the only one. So I'm a specialist. And now I should just go and give to everybody. When you don't even know why people in Africa is hungry, why everything, many things. When you don't even comprehend that, then of course you don't understand. Of course I can activate and initiate everybody on the planet. I can sit and do it here, right now.
I would like.
Yes, but I follow intuition. And if my intuition say no, then I don't. Because I never ever question myself. Never. But if I should do, if it comes, then I did. And then even if people say, yeah, you cannot do me, I will give them the finger and just do. It doesn't matter because I can only follow myself. And I'm very, very honest about that. And I really don't care what people have of an opinion. But we have to say, money, you have to have money or else you cannot do anything. I have given so much free, but nobody takes. Now I have written a book about cancer and about ADHD and ADD. I give free seminars. People can just book me. Doesn't matter where in the world. They only have to pay my transport. All my time is free. And I have done for 6 years. So many have booked me. 0. Nobody. That's when you give something for free. They don't take. Now we have started to put price on. Okay, now people are asking for us to come. People are crazy. Okay?
We speak about a new world, and what I heard is all. It seems like the ancient world.
Yep. Yeah, there is, of course, there is a lot who are talking about economics and how to free ourselves and do stuff like that. Okay, I didn't have any problem if people just paid my house, paid everything that I have to have. If people were just doing that, then I don't care if I have to give it free.
What I mean is, when you say it doesn't work, maybe it's because you don't know, because it does work. There's a lot of people who are doing that, like Jean-François Lebel. People pay his flights, his house, and he does everything in a gift economy, and there's a lot of things like that that exist also.
Yeah, of course it exists, but very, very, very tiny part of not even 1% is doing this on the planet. So now we are working against everything else.
But I think the breatharians are very few also in the planet, and they can change the world. We can change our world inside.
Yeah, but we have to be a good example, so we have to
Yeah.
put ourselves free. I am just a tool to do. I'm just a tool. You can take it or leave it. I really don't care. I don't care what you do, because you have to follow you.
You seems to be a tool from the ancient world, not
No.
the new world. For
No.
me, just for me, it's.
Yeah. Because
I don't understand what you say. I don't feel the honest
No,
man
no.
who talk.
yeah, but I am really honest always. I am. But if we want to see that, okay, we can fix all the problems in the world, yeah, why do you think there is problems at all? It's because we have to learn from them. That's why there is problems. So we cannot just fix things, because then we don't fix anything. We have to understand why they are there. Okay, we can also, it's same. If people are hungry or if people are sick, it's same. Sickness only come because we are not doing what we are supposed to do. That is why sickness come. So if you do what you are supposed to do, then sickness will go. I have cleared many from this book of cancer. If they just do what the book say and be egoistic, then cancer will go immediately. But of course they have problem doing that, because they are always helpful. Help. They have to help everybody. Yeah, why do you think they get cancer? It's because they are helping and not taking care of themselves. That's why. We can see immediately when they start to change, be egoistic, take care of themselves first, and do what they want to do. Then the cancer goes away immediately. It takes, 1 week, 2 weeks, a month, then it's gone.
Thank you for your honest answers. I didn't want to hurt you.
Oh, no, that's fine.
I just want
Everybody.
to explain what I feel, and
Yes.
maybe what I feel was from the ancient world also.
I don't know.
I don't
It
know.
doesn't matter. Just, it doesn't matter if it's like attacking me or whatever. It doesn't really matter. Just come with it, because you have to say if you have to say. Okay.
I believe you believe what you're saying, so that's how I accept it. But when you say that I'm the only one who does this in the world, if you have not met the 7 billion people in the world, how would you know that?
Because I can feel everybody. All people on the planet, I can feel them. I know what they are thinking. So I am connected to everybody all the time. So that's why. Because normally it's like if there is an invention someplace on the other side of the planet, okay, then the same invention will be on this side. That is normal. Yeah, but this is not normal. But that's why. That was
So
just over here.
if you say you don't need to eat or drink anything, you still have urine. Do you still have a poo-poo?
Once in a while. But
When-
of course not so much waste. It's the cells who is renewed. They have to get out.
Once a month, once a week?
Yeah, it depends.
Oh, yeah.
Not once a week.
And how about women? Does women still have a period after the process?
Yes,
Still,
they have.
right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, of course.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it depends how old they are.
But you heard about the terms fruitarian. The people only eat the fruit.
Yeah.
I heard about that they can become low period at all.
Yeah, but you can also just switch it off if you don't want and turn it on again. It's only a matter of focus in the brain. You can do all this. Now I know because I'm a mental trainer, so I know what you can do with your brain. Actually, it's amazing, but people don't do so much. You can do many things. Okay, there was one question more. Yeah.
Je ne sais pas si j'ai bien compris, mais ce que vous dites, c'est que ce que j'ai compris, c'est que peut-être vous pouvez soigner toutes les personnes qui ont un cancer.
Yeah, I don't understand the shit.
She said, I don't know. I have to translate her question.
Yeah, fine.
She said, I don't know if I understood well, but from what you're saying, are you saying you can heal anyone or any cancer or anything?
Yes, of course.
On peut lui envoyer du monde alors.
So we can send you people, or maybe you can even heal everyone here now then while we're at it. Would be great.
Yeah, the way I heal is if people have something to learn, okay, they have to be said what they have to do. So people will with cancer, when a customer come to me and they have cancer, maybe I can take an example. It's a real example, this one. She have lung cancer, it was spreading all over the body. So the hospital could not do anything anymore. Okay, I told her what to do. And I told her, go down in your car and promise yourself to do what I have told you. And then she did. Okay? 2 weeks later, she came to me again, and then the spreading was gone. It was after 1 week she was going to a scanning. So spreading was gone, and only 50% of the tumor was there. So after 1 month, completely gone. And she have only been with me 2 times, but I have only spoken to her. I have not healed her. I have just told her how to get rid of it. Be egoistic. Yeah. Actually, this you can see. Very, very tiny book. It's only 80 pages or something like that. Yeah, 79 pages. It can cure everybody from cancer. Everybody. Just have to get it. And just do what it say. Actually, I also say here on the back, if you follow this book, then the cancer will go away. This is very dangerous to write. I don't give a shit because this works. Okay? Just do what it say. So, it's very simple. So, if people have something to learn, then they have to learn, or else it will come back. Before I just took cancer tumors away, out of the body. I did that before. But the people I did that with got heart disease. So they could die from heart failure immediately. So now they really have to learn what they have to learn, or else they will die. And of course it was lucky that nobody did, because it was family. But then I know people have to learn what they have to learn, or else it will come back even stronger. But of course I can give you a healing, is no problem. I can do that after. So it's no problem. I can give. Yes.
What am I thinking?
Yeah, now you are controlling. Now you want to see if I'm right or wrong.
Well, you said that you know what everybody is thinking.
Yes, of course I know.
Yeah. So what does that actually mean?
It means that I know what is in people's mind. Okay? I can see your life from you're born until you will die. Okay, all life. I know everything that you will go through. Okay? But many say, oh, okay, Kai, what am I thinking? I'm maybe thinking of a person which thinks of a person who thinks of a person. And what's the name of the dog they have? And then I say, yeah, maybe you know. Because if I prove to you that I'm right, then you follow me. You should not follow me. You should follow yourself. That's why this type of proof I never give. But if you listen to what I'm saying, then you can hear it all the time.
Okay, I wasn't thinking of.
Oh no.
Yeah,
this was
something specific, but I kind of wanted to get a general feel. Feel maybe isn't the right word, but you know what I mean. Just a sense of your authenticity.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, but of course, every time I have a client, I know what they are thinking. And of course, the new children, they are very, very good example of this, because they can do this. They can they can read your mind. Every time they come to me, and because they have maybe been pulled from one psychiatrist to another and so on, and so they just sit and very boring, and maybe they think, many of them think, oh, now this again. And then I say to them, this thought you just had, throw it away, because it's not relevant here. Here you can actually learn something, because I'm on your side. That is when I talk to these children. Maybe I only use a few words, or all the other communication is non-verbal, so we don't speak. The parents don't understand what we're talking about. So that's the way. It's the same way. They do it same way as I do. I'm just connected somehow to everybody, so I can connect to, it doesn't matter who you're thinking of, then I connect to them. It's just what I can do. It's not special for me. But I will never give example. You can hear it. If you listen to something I say, I have many recordings, then you can hear it. But I never give it like this. Never, because then people start to believe me, and they should not.
Okay, well, just for the record then, I've been kind of sitting on my question for a long time, and about knowing what everybody thinking came up later. So the first thing I wanted to say anyway is that I could be sitting there, you know, I just relate to almost everything. How you say things, just being solid there, the money thing, your attitude and all that, I'm kind of there. The question that was coming up is normally we're taught that every cell in our body is replaced in 7 years, and you're saying 2.
Yeah.
From my experience in the replacement of my cells, I seem to get the same body, albeit renewed. Is there a difference with yours? So I'm thinking of arthritis. So in 2 years, the cells replaced. Is it a noticeably different body?
Yes, it is. Actually, also pretty quick, especially because the cells in the skin is renewed very quick. So then you see it very quick, because now it speeds up. So normally I will say, is it within 1 week or 2 weeks we can see the skin is changing. So it changed so quick, because this is the quickest cells who are changed. The physical things, of course, the blood cells and stuff like that. But the things we can see. Okay, so we can see it goes very quick. Yes, it is an improvement of the body. Of course, it is. So then you will not have so much problem, and if you change your way of thinking, stuff like that, okay, then everything goes much quicker. So everything goes quicker. So, okay, I think there was a question over there. Yeah, the woman there.
Woman, would you be ready to teach what you do? And
Teach? I cannot teach it.
I mean, transmit it to others so that I can also activate this thing.
No, I cannot do. So it cannot. I cannot teach this because you have to know the basis of energy, and nobody does. Sorry.
I have a technical question.
Yes.
In the traditional pranic process, it's said that it's good to detox the intestine, to remove
Yeah, prepare yourself.
to remove the toxic, the stuff that remains there for ages.
Yes.
And do you do that? Or
No.
do you have another process to take it out?
No, this we don't have to prepare. It's only if you are sick. So if you have a specific illness, okay, then we find a new way, another way to do. Else, people can go directly from McDonald's and start. Doesn't matter. Yes.
I have just a simple question. I'm living in Himalaya country, so if I do a process, is it possible in a cold place?
Yes, it is.
Yeah?
Because you will be cold anyway. Because when you when you detox this way, then you will become cold from within. Because now there is a physical healing of your body. So then it's the cold starts from within the bone. So you cannot even take clothes on, it's still cold. So it will be cold anyway. So of course we have had people from Asia and many other warm countries. Of course it's maybe a little bit stupid to do in the winter in Denmark, a little stupid, but then pick a summertime. Yes, more questions. Yeah.
I just want to be clear. You said about not being able to transmit it or to teach it, like Jesus, because Jesus taught, I imagine, because nobody else but you knows energy.
Yes.
Okay.
On this
That's
level,
what you
yeah.
believe.
On
Okay.
this level, yeah.
Okay.
Hello, my question is, if you have difficulties to find the balance between ego and empathy, or if your activated people have difficulties with that after your process.
Yes, of course, we know, and people can have problems because all people have problems. Okay, they use the food to put a lid on all the problems, all the mental stuff. Okay, when you start to don't eat food, okay, now it starts to come, and then mental things can come. But you detox from now, and then you detox down in your, like 1 year ago, 2 years ago, until your childhood. Okay, you detox all the things. Even if you have a broken leg when you are 7 years old, it pops up again. Then you have pain, and then it goes away. Okay, when you're finished with this incarnation, it goes back in all the other incarnations. But then you don't feel so much. It's more like if you have a balloon underwater with many strings, okay? And then you cut a string, it's just like, give a little easy. You don't know what it is, but maybe something feels a little more easy. That's the way the detoxing is going, if you are doing the other incarnations. But you detox all your existence. So it's not just the physical, it just comes first. But there can be mental things. That's why we are there. So people just have to to contact us. Then we will help them. Of course we will. And that's for free. So, yeah, more questions? Yeah.
The question is, are you now on no food, no water, or would you just...
Yeah, now, right now am I, but...
And for how long have you been before? Right now you are, of course, but I mean, how long have you been on it? Right now we all are.
No. It's not like that. Okay, you have to understand that many want to follow my example. So I have to be a shitty example of this. It doesn't mean that I just stuff myself, because I don't. Okay, I eat between maybe 0% till maybe 7% of the food that I did before. But I don't drink. I drink not very much. Before, when I was healing, that is my job, I drank between 8 and 13 liters of water every day at work. Okay? And now I drink sip. I still have the same amount of clients, even more. So now, yeah, I have had a little food, but not much. I think I have had, I'm in the present moment all the time, so it's difficult to think back. I think I've had 4 olives today, and that's that. We drove early from Venice this morning. So, yeah, but it's not like I have to be a good example. So that's why I eat, because I get food hangover. Even if I drink a glass of water, then my nose is running. I shouldn't even eat, but I cannot just stop eating, because then many will follow. They should not follow. That's why I eat. I am 100% best if I don't. I am totally clear, and I had no problems at all, and everything is perfect. Of course I have many hours, because then I don't sleep either. You have to remember, you can have maybe 4 or 5 hours if you sleep a little. Yeah, but I have to be awake because no sleep needed.
Sorry, it's just you said 2 things that are opposite. So which I imagine because you change every moment and you're in the present moment, and maybe you forgot. But a bit earlier you had said to just do what one wants to do, follow one's intuition, and do be selfish. And then Naomi said you have to be a bad example. But
yeah, I have, not you.
But I know, but I mean, because you feel that...
I cannot do the other thing, because then people will make me into a guru.
But is that what makes you happy?
No, it doesn't matter. You are important, not me. I am different. You cannot see me as you.
Okay. No, I'm saying you said to be an example to oneself.
Yes, of course.
With you as an exception. Okay, I understand better now.
It's just because I cannot show people to do, because then they will have a problem. Then they just follow me. They don't learn. Then they just follow. That's stupid. They cannot do that. That's why.
Vorrei chiedere come sei arrivato a questo tuo metodo? Attraverso un sistema scientifico o hai avuto l'illuminazione?
Yeah, and I didn't understand any.
I translate.
Yeah, I know.
So how did you come to your method? Did you apply a scientific method, or was it like an enlightenment?
No, it's just something that I figured out. It was not like I get channeled and stuff like that. Many people are asking me about, okay, did you see something? No, not a shit, nothing. I just found a way to do, and it just, let's say, appeared in me. It's more like if you are connected to your higher self all the time, then it's not like, okay, you get something. No, because you are connected to it. So it's not the other way around, that I will be connected to something. No, I am. So I cannot explain differently. But many have asked me this question. If I see something, hear something, get some advice from something, somebody, no, not anything. Sorry. And you should never say sorry, actually. Have to make mistakes. Then you don't disappoint yourself.
Can I? So there is a question here about among the people which undertook the process, what's the percentage which could get into full pranic state?
What?
How many people among those which took your process
is fully
became pranic? Fully
only live from energy.
Exactly. How many?
0. Luckily. Because they're not ready. So this is a tool to letting go. This is not, it's not a competition about eating or not eating. Not at all. This is no competition. This is letting go. This is much, much, much bigger than food. Food is only a tiny, tiny thing. We just use it as a tool to free ourselves. So, no competition. But of course, everybody think they eat too much. Even they eat maybe 10% of what they're used to. It's still too much. They have problem with that. Because they know it's too much. But they can't because they have emotions and stuff like that. So they have to deal with it. Yeah. Yeah.
Bonjour, est-ce que j'ai quelqu'un qui peut traduire le français en anglais?
Yeah, it's okay.
Ouais. J'ai une question juste par rapport au fait que vous dites que vous pouvez guérir tous les cancers. Ça résonne en moi parce que pour moi, c'est la personne qui a le cancer qui a l'intention de se guérir. Donc si la personne n'a pas l'intention, elle ne peut pas guérir. Donc je veux juste vérifier ça avec vous, que vous amenez l'intention, que la personne, enfin que vous amenez à la personne qu'elle ait l'intention de se guérir, et non que vous guérissez. C'est ça que je voulais vérifier en fait.
Okay.
Our question was, since you said you can heal everybody with cancer, and it's something that resonates very strongly to her, but because people with cancer need to want to heal, and so are you healing the person, or are you helping them get the intention to heal themselves?
Yeah, okay. It depends. If people have been in an operation, okay, maybe they have removed a cancer in the lung or something. Okay, then I relieve them from some of the pain or the problems they have breathing. But they have to change. So they have to do the work. I just do so it will be more easy for them to do what they have to do. I don't remove, because then I don't help. Yeah, so people have to understand they have to learn something. Of course I can do so it will be easier for them to make the change. Of course, but they have to change. Yeah, but it's very simple. It's no... Everybody which have cancer can cure themselves. They don't even have to come to me. Not at all.
So it's the intention that you help them catalyze in themselves to heal themselves. That
yeah, because you have to be egoistic. You have to think of yourself. You cannot help everybody else. You have to understand what the basis. Why are we here on the planet? Okay, why are we here? We have to understand why we are here. Why? Yeah, the most people can resonate with. Okay, we are here to learn. Okay, that's what everybody say, okay, yeah, I can follow that. Okay, how do we learn? Okay, we learn if there's everything we just do without problem. Okay, then we don't learn, because then you just do. We learn when we are put in a specific spot where it's difficult. Then we can learn. Okay? If sickness put us in a specific spot, then we have something to learn. But I can only talk about from my perspective. I can talk from myself. If you follow your intuition, you will never become sick. I have never been sick. So I can just say, okay, if you follow, I have followed, I will never sick. But if people follow their intuition, then they do exactly what they have to do. Then they will never become sick. Because sickness is only there because we are on the wrong track. We are put in a situation where we have to learn something. That's life. So if we see it that way, okay, then it's easier to be egoistic. Follow our intuition instead of following our thoughts. Because we are manipulated to think that everybody who is laying down may be dying. We have to help them. Yeah, maybe you are fucking it up if you help them. Because if you just think that you have to help, okay, then you start to help. Yeah, what if another person comes and it's their intuition who tell them that they have to help, but now there's already one, so they passes. Then you fuck it up with the one who is almost dying, because these two people have to meet. So now you are doing shit. Now you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So we cannot use our thinking of it have to control our life. No, it's our intuition, because then people meet who they have to meet. If something always fucks up, then we don't meet, and then the volume is turned up. So it will be worse and worse and worse. Can see that in sickness very, very clear. You just have to be a little bit observative about that. It's very clear.
So your main, the summary would be to always practice on listening your intuition more and more. That's the essence of it all.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
That is essence of life if you want the easy way.
Yeah.
If you want the hard way, okay, just do the other thing.
I love that.
Yeah. So follow intuition. That's my advice. That's the easiest way. That's holiday the rest of your life. Yeah. Was there more questions? Yeah.
She has it. Okay. Her question is, you said that activation of the center of the brain permits to live on cosmic energy?
Yes.
Is that it? Fully,
yes.
like 100%?
Yes, of course.
And then she says if you doing that on their brain activates them to be 100% pranic, how come all the people who came to who had it done with you did not become 100% pranic, is what she's asking.
They are, but they still have to learn stuff. This is just a tool. This is not about not eating. It has nothing to do with not eating. We just use it as a tool to free ourselves from all the shit we are in. Because everybody have shit in their life. Everybody. It's not about the food. We just use it as a tool. So it's not like, okay, now we can live and now we live without food. No. Then you will have big problem.
I think her question is, if they're 100% cosmic energy fed, then wouldn't they not be needing neither food or emotion or anything? Because that's what for the definition of 100% cosmic energy means to her, I guess, that you need nothing else.
Yeah, but they actually don't need anything else. But the detoxing can be so powerful that you have to stop the detoxing. Okay, how can you stop the detoxing? By putting poison in your mouth, because then the detoxing go for the poison, the food, and then it lowers in your body. Because just because you can live from energy don't mean that you'll be completely clear like this. Not at all. There's a lot of waste, a lot of toxic waste, and if it just comes out quick, too quick, then you'll die. It comes like that. So you cannot just do this quick, not this way, because the detoxing is so powerful that sometimes you have to have something to eat, because it takes everything away from you, the detoxing. That's why we always control and check if everything is good. The organs, are they ready? Can they manage to do the detoxing? Or else there will be a problem. This is not for children in quotes. This is serious stuff, so it can go wrong if we don't, if we're not careful. But this is different than other methods, because the detoxing is very strong. So, yeah.
Thank you very, very much.
You're welcome.
I really enjoy, and really nice. And I appreciate also how you answer everything, even twice or thrice.
Yeah.
So I have another question, which is a cherry on the cake, maybe,
Yes.
of the very interesting question. One I'm very happy these questions are asked about the teaching. As then I would ask if nobody say never, never. I don't know about all this, but if nobody knows so much about the deepness of energy, why can't you teach this? Or don't want to?
It's not that I don't want to.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah,
It have nothing to do with ego, because I really don't have any. I just can't. I just are different.
Isn't
But
it possible to teach this? That
no,
deepness
because you have. If I should, let's imagine that I could. Okay. Okay, then I teach people to do, and then they do. They do with many people. Maybe they learn how to do with enormous amount of people. Okay, but you cannot do until you have to do. So you don't know when to do. I know when to do. If I should activate the whole planet, then I know. You don't know, because you're not connected as I am.
But maybe some people, there are many people who seem to be very connected.
Yeah, but not like this.
Not in this way. You
No,
mean?
no, not at all.
So
it's not. It's not to make any, because I never even speak about it. But now it comes up. So now I'll tell just a little bit. Okay. Where I come from, we are 12. Okay, we are 3 incarnated on the planet, and nothing more. And we are not together with everybody else. We are only us. So we are different. And I know every one of them. Okay, and nobody else. The others cannot even do what I do. They are not, we can say, permitted, but it's not like that. They have different tasks.
And the other 9 of the 12?
They are not incarnated here.
And you're not connected channeling?
Yes, no, not channeling.
Yeah,
No,
but
we are connected. We don't channel anything.
Yeah.
Because there is a misperception of channeling. Because if we go to the joint consciousness and all the other stuff, yeah, there's a lot of shitty stuff also, which people channel. So it's like a big, it can be garbage and stuff. It can also be real good stuff. But there's as much garbage as good stuff. And people who are channeling, okay, they don't know.
I need to ask you a simple question. How long
Yes.
do you stay here? And I can ask you later a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. I stay here until I go. I'm here for you, so I don't have plans. Yeah, I don't make plans, but I go when everybody is satisfied with what I'm telling, and let's hope it don't take a week. But I'm not planning to sleep or anything, but I will stay. I'll stay until you're satisfied.
It can be some. I'm asking because I missed 2 people already. I wanted to see later, so that's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
maybe 2 or 3 days could be possible.
2 or 3 days, no.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay, it's from now until 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the night. I don't care because I don't sleep. So, and then I drive after.
Okay, hi.
Yeah.
I have another question about the process itself. What's the average time for average person that clean himself from this time to the childhood? And then what's the average time he cleans himself from childhood to another previous lives?
Yeah, but we have not had any which are totally cleared from this life, even if it's 5 years.
But they still in the process?
Yeah, they're still detoxing. So if they could eat less, but many mental stuff come up. Now we also have to think that it's Denmark. We are the most sick people in the world. So we are doing a lot of shit to ourselves. Okay? So it have to be detoxed out. Have many problems. So, and if the mental problems become too much, okay, then you eat a little. So they still keep putting shit in the mouth. Okay, so that's why they don't want to go the quick way. They want to go the whole way around. They could do it quick if they really want to.
Okay, can you personally help them to go more quicker?
Yes,
or
of
you
course.
Just give them the way, and they don't take this
Yes.
way and take another.
Yes,
way.
of course. There is some who do really quick, and they are not so affected by the detoxing because they don't have so much emotional detoxing to do. That's the emotional stuff that really is a big thing. It's not so much the physical stuff. It goes quick.
Thank
yeah.
you.
I would love to know where you and your 2 brothers or sisters come from. The 3 of you that have incarnated on Earth.
Where we come from,
Yeah.
where they are, or what?
I mean, before you got incarnated on Earth, where do you come from?
They don't have any name.
Oh, okay. Is it far? Or close? I would like to go. I would love to visit.
It doesn't matter because you can go there in an instant.
Okay.
And you can, yeah. It's not like energy, because when you are a spirit, then you are energy. Okay, you don't have to wait until if it's far or not far, because it's the energy just changes and then you are there. So it don't take time. You can travel with speed as just being here and then not being here and being here at the same time. So fast can you do, if you can do. So it's more like there's no reaction time. Like light have a reaction time or 300,000 kilometers per second or something like that. This is instant. It doesn't matter if you have to go 100,000 light years away. It's immediately. It's same with energy. If we make energy transformation or energy transfer, if I heal a person on the other side of the planet, immediately when I start, then it's where it starts. It doesn't matter. It comes immediately. That is energy, because you are connected to energy, so it just switches it on. So you don't have to have time to do. You do immediately. So no time.
The reason why I asked if about your 2 other brothers or sisters is because there's another person I know in France Also an alien. I was wondering whether he was one of the three of you.
No, because there is one in Asia and there is one in the Americas. Yeah.
The French one is not from your group then?
Oh.
Okay.
Just take one at a time. Here. Ikke here, not here, but in Denmark. Yeah, because I'm a computer guy. So that's why it's American. Yes?
Okay. What are the tasks of the other two that came? If you can tell us.
I cannot tell you.
Okay. And what was your detox experience? If any.
Maybe Helene can remember. I don't know. I can't remember what my detox symptoms was. She was looking in my eyes and checking and doing stuff. Okay. She wants to respond. She wants to, yeah.
So sorry.
Okay, just quick, Helene.
Well, when Kai did his water diet, for fun, we took pictures of his eyes every day. I do iris analysis. And I could see in his eyes that last night, okay, you detoxed one of your lungs. And the next day I could see he did his kidneys. So I could all the time see what organs he was detoxing. He didn't tell me anything. I could just see it in the eyes.
Yeah, so that means, I just say, it means that I can detox whatever part of my body I want to detox.
Yeah.
So we just made a blind test. So I was detoxing some of my organs, maybe the left lung or right lung, or maybe one of the kidneys, or maybe someplace else. And then she could see it in the eyes, because that's what she do.
But you cannot compare Kai to anybody else. Everybody, normal people who goes to the seminar, they have very different ways of detoxing. They may have arthritis, they may have past tuberculosis, they may have an old injury from a car accident or a poisonous spider bite. We have detoxed so many things that have come to the surface during the water diet that they still had left in their body. And then I can go in and help the detox process with homeopathy, so it's more easy for the person doing this process. So some people detox a lot physically, so that is where me and my colleagues help. But other times people detox emotionally and mentally, and then they go to Kai.
Okay. Yeah, so don't compare me, because I can detox myself as quick as I want, because I just decide to do and then I do. Yeah. Yes.
One more question. If you initiate one of us, for example, and then your intuition tells you have to go somewhere for a longer period, who can we call at that time?
Yeah, you can always contact my center, because they also know a lot about this. So, but I'm always close around, always. So they can always get a hold of me. It's not like, oh, now I'm away. No, it's not like that. If I need time for myself, then I take time for myself, but you don't have to notice. I have done.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Me again.
Yes.
I look forward to talking to you later, by the way.
That's fine.
Regarding physical food, For people in general, does it make any difference? Because you mentioned that like somebody could just have McDonald's and go to. So, like we look at that as junk food, but there's people maybe they only take juice or the raw food or they're vegan, etc. Does it make any difference?
No, the things that we see in the clinic is there have been vegans for maybe 20 years, vegetarians for 40 years. They are completely polluted. We can see that. And of course, when people start to live different, they think that, okay, I'm doing good for my body. We can just see, not the opposite, but we can see not much difference. They even have more fungus than people who are living normal food. That's what we see. I will not judge anything. If people are good with doing what they do, continue. Okay, so it's more not. I don't want people to eat just McDonald's because they taste like shit. And then, if I should, then I will rather have a Burger King because it tastes better. But I don't. But if I should. But
so it's following your desire, your intuition.
Yeah, but if it helps you to be vegan or fruitarian or vegetarian, if it helps you, then do. But if it just keeps you in a narrow way, then it's completely stupid to do. Then you should not do. Then you should free yourself and open up so you can eat whatever you like. And what we see when vegetarians, vegans, for many, many years, when they start to eat again, what do they eat? Meat. Maybe not a long time. Maybe only once, twice, 1 week, 2 weeks. That's the first thing they eat. They dream of sausages or something like that. Yeah, they really do. They go crazy because they tell about what they are dreaming. And they dream of this. It's because it's their belief that, okay, now I cannot kill animals, so now I will not eat meat. No, that's not why you should be vegetarian. If you are blood type A, okay, then you should be a vegetarian. If you are blood type O, and that we can see many times because we also check people's blood. If you are blood type O, you should never be vegetarian. But I think 80% of the vegetarians are blood type O. So
if you're B positive,
that's Helene. Then Helene knows, but Helene, we can talk later. Okay, she knows all about that. Okay, that's why I have her. Then I don't have to know. So, if you follow yourself, and if you feel free to be something, be something. Okay. Yes.
Okay. Thank you again. Atop of this, can you let us know where your sweet brothers or sisters in Asia and in America, where they are and what's their name? Because I will travel there maybe and can't.
Then, if you should meet them, then you will meet them.
You don't want to say their names? They are
No.
not. It's not good to make them popular.
No. They do what they do.
Yeah.
I do the part where I stand out and they hide a little. I make a lot of noise. They don't. I do crazy stuff. They don't. But they can do, but they don't. So if you should meet them, then you will meet them, and then you will know.
I would wish to.
Yeah.
Thank
okay.
you very much.
Yes, you're welcome.
From your awareness,
Yes.
How would you describe the difference between people who do your spiritual spiritual process, people who do more pranic, natural pranic process, if I can say so.
Yeah.
And people who do completely different path, like following yogis and things like that. What is the destination maybe after death? Or the shape, or I don't know how you would describe it.
Yeah. Okay. First, I will say the things I do is not spiritual at all. I try to come so down to earth as possible. So this is for ordinary people, of course, also for spiritual people. This is more scientific things, because if you get a scan in the brain, then you can see the center is active. So the other ways around this is more like you can be in balance, out of balance, you will always get your energy. If you get some other methods, there's Bigu, there's sun gazing, there's many different things, the Jasmohin's method, there's many different, because people have just invented many different things. But the things that have been for thousands of years, it's sun gazing and Bigu. And sun gazing, of course, you have to have some sun, because you are taking the energy from the sun. Of course, there is easier way to do. And then there is Bigu, where you eat from nature. Of course, you have to be in okay balance, or else you will not have the energy you need. So that is where you have to have balance. With my way of doing it, you don't have to be in balance. You get all the energy anyway. You don't have to meditate. So it's so much down to earth, so everybody can do. Even small children. They don't have to know anything, because it is done for them. And in 2042, everybody on the planet is activated. So everybody on the planet in 2042 is activated. It happens automatically, because this is human evolution. So this happens, and that I will tell the date later, in some years maybe. Then you can get the date. But so this is the difference, is that this is maybe more scientific way of doing, because you can actually measure it, and you don't have to have special meditations and stuff like that to nourish you, or to get you in contact with the energy. You don't have to be in contact with energy, because you are energy. Okay, was it the okay answer? Okay, there was
one question here. What is your blood type?
My is A. Blood type A. Doesn't matter.
Okay, you want to have a finishing, because you have 5 minutes left, like a last sentence?
Yeah, what should I finish with? Yeah, I can take one question and then I finish. I can be hoodie finish. Even I'm Danish.
Hello.
Yes.
My question is about related to detoxification. Some other guides in the Brederian process were mentioning purifying your generational aspects with your families, ancestors, and so forth. Would you say the same relating to your process?
No.
Or it's just physical, right?
This is physical and also mental, but it have to do with you, not
your generation.
No, not spreading out. Okay. Just you and your incarnations. Mm-hmm. So it's not like, okay, then but if you have problems in that life, of course, then we can of course always just spread it out, but I always want to make things simple and not complicated. Mm-hmm. So it's just about your life, your incarnation, and just keep it like that, because else we spread it around to everything. I just want to make it very simple. Okay. You're welcome. Okay. No more. You can ask after. Okay. Then I will have some final remarks. Yeah. What can I tell you? The best advice I can give you is don't follow me, follow you. Believe in yourself, not in everybody else. Trust your intuition. Always. Be a good example for everybody. Especially yourself. So always follow intuition. And do it as pure as possible. Of course you can be strange in others' eyes. Yeah. So what? Just do anyway. Just be yourself. Okay. That was for me. Okay.
Thank you so much, Kay.